Welcome to a nice, beautiful shoulder strengthening yoga flow with my dog Nalini and Vienna. So let's begin by taking a nice big stretch overhead, inhaling fully, looking up if that feels good to you, and breathing here, stretching up, bending those elbows down into the ribs, inhaling up. Exhale, bringing the arms down as we sit in a nice easy pose here on our mats. Twisting to the left. Exhale, inhale, and twist. Sensing how your shoulder and body is feeling in this posture. Resting each sit bone down into the mat. And let's inhale, facing forward, looking up, and twisting the other way. This will be an intermediate yoga flow, so we will be doing some interesting poses, a little bit more challenging this morning. So if you want to stick with me, I would love to have you. Welcome to this really fun yoga strengthening session. I'm just in my house here with my dogs. Inhale up, looking up again, and let's set an intention to really remind ourselves that we can do hard things. We can do hard things. We can do things that may challenge us and learn from them and stretch and surprise ourselves. So let's set the intention that we are strong. We are strong and we have a capable body that can do hard things. And let's send that out into the universe on an exhale, bringing the arms back down. And now flattening those palms as if you're touching a wall on each side of you, and really stretch, straightening those elbows. Feel the tingles down the arms as we rock back and forth, keeping an even pressure in the sit bones, leveling the shoulders as we slide back and forth, and inhale all the way up, dropping that right hand down and stretching over. Gaze can go up towards the elbows. We're just warming up our shoulders here, warming up our intercostal muscles, breathing in space, expansion. Inhale all the way up again, looking up, placing now the left hand down as we stretch over. Bringing the gaze again up towards the elbows if that feels good. It just allows for a little deeper stretch into the neck. Inhale and exhale, stretch. Good. Raising the hands up over the head now. Coming forward, bending from the hips, not the lower back here. Stretching the palms down in front of you. A nice deep inhale and exhale here. Feel that back, shoulders, hips opening, taking your time to notice how your body is feeling. Beautiful. Inhaling those hands up over the head. Let's go ahead and find a tabletop position, placing the palms under the shoulders, wiggling in, getting comfortable here. Inhale up and exhale, rounding the spine, gaze at the navel. Dropping the belly down, inhale up, gaze. And once again, this is going to be a quicker flow. This is going to be a little bit more challenging. So I welcome you along. Have fun with it. And if there's something you can't do, that is really fine. You can always listen to your body and take it easy. Here we're just warming up the spine. Looking up, inhale, exhale. And let's go ahead and tuck those toes under. Walking the hands out slightly as we sink down onto our heels. Curling the toes under will expand the soles of the feet as we also stretch the shoulders. Dropping the third eye down onto the mat, and nice deep breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Taking a pause and note, how are we feeling here in this posture? You may be feeling tension in the shoulders. And let's come on up again. Straightening that left leg, rock back and forth, on your heel. And then let's go ahead and lift that left leg and right arm as we extend the feet and the hands forward. Exhale, bringing the knee to the elbow. Exhale, bringing the knee to the elbow. Exhale, bringing the knee to the elbow. Keep flowing at your own pace. Exhale, inhale. Nice crunch there. Bending that left leg, catching it with your right arm. Extend, opening that quadricep muscle. Gazes forward. Release, extend, and place the knee and hand back down, flowing through a cat-cow. Drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the spine. And coming back into tabletop position. Exhale, inhale. I did one more flow there, sorry about that. Exhale that leg back. Now we're on the right side, rocking on that foot, keeping the toes connected to the mat. Now we're going to inhale and lift the leg and the arm. Gaze forward. And now we're going to begin to crunch. When you're ready, exhale, bringing the knee to the nose. Exhale, extend, take up space. Exhale, extend, hold. Exhale, crunching out that air. Extend and hold. Exhale, straighten that back leg. Straighten it, straighten it, straighten it. Extend, take up space. And finding that nice tabletop. And we're going to roll through a cat-cow just to align the spine again. Dropping the belly, arching the spine. Very good. Now we're going to curl the toes under and hover the knees right above the mat here. We're going to warm up the core and the shoulders, keeping the eyes looking down between your palms. Go ahead and pump those knees if that feels good, or you can stay in a hover. Dropping knee down, hover, and then back up and hold. Here we go into our first downward facing dog now. Paddling out those feet one at a time, gazing down at the knees or the toes, dropping the sternum through the chest, really stretching each finger out onto the mat, gripping the mat. Inhale and exhale here. And reminding ourselves that we can do hard things. We can do hard things. Sit bones are shining up towards the ceiling. And let's come into a plank here. Rolling like the ocean, coming back into a downward facing dog. Rolling forward into a plank, looking up. Dropping the pelvis and rolling down. Articulating each vertebrae of the spine as you come through and look up. And back into downward facing dog as if you're an ocean wave coming up on your toes, swimming through and look up. Exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Inhaling that right leg up the wall here. So we're in three-legged dog, bending at the knees. We're going to do 3 circles, bringing the knee in towards the chest and around, as big of those circles as you can make. Opening those hips. And now we're reversing the direction for 3 times, bringing the knee in and up, and down, in and up, and holding and holding, extending that leg. Now bend that knee and open that pelvis to the side. Let's flip that dog, looking up, reversed flip dog. Very nice, beautiful. Inhale and exhale, looking down at the head, bring it up, 3-legged dog. Very nice, dropping that foot down and through, framing the front hands, coming into a lunge here. Inhale the hands up over the head. Nice opening in that left quadricep. Let's bend those elbows and draw it into the ribs and look up. In goalpost arms, inhale up, bringing that chest up towards the ceiling, and frame that front foot, tuck that back toe under, and coming up into high lunge. Hold hands up over the head, stabilize your body. Really sink into this posture, bringing the hands to the heart. Inhale the hands up. And now we're going to twist, bringing that right hand back towards the left heel as we gaze over the right side of the body in this gentle twist. Exhale, frame that front foot, bringing the fingertips down onto the mat. Now walk out into a lizard. You can scoot that right leg out to the edge of the mat, dropping the forearms down into a lizard pose. Eyes are down onto the mat around where your hands are, keeping the back leg elevated off the mat. And now inhale, pressing the palms down into the mat as we again frame that front foot and kick back into a three-legged dog. Right leg is raised. Now we're crunching in with that right leg. Bring it into the chest. Exhale. Into the chest. Exhale. Into the chest. It's very quite normal to have your arms and your shoulders feeling heated at this point. Feels good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Coming down into, we're going to flow here. Dropping the belly down, coming into a baby cobra. Pressing the palms into the mat, squeezing those elbows to the sides, pressing the tops of the feet down, looking up towards the ceiling, breathing into that baby cobra, and now coming up into a downward facing dog. Nice breath in here and exhale. And now we're going to lift that left foot up towards the ceiling, up the wall, three-legged dog. Going to do the other side. Checking in here with how you're feeling, bending the knee, and let's begin those circles. 3 one way, 3 the other. Really bringing that knee in and around and up. See how big you can make these circles. Now we'll reverse the direction. Lovely. Keep that leg nice and straight now and bend it. Bend that knee and open the pelvis as we flip the dog, looking up into the corner of the space. A nice extended body here, taking up lots of space. Open heart. Gaze comes down, flipping back into a three-legged dog, placing the feet down. Three-legged dog. And down we're going to come into that, placing that foot down, framing that front foot, dropping that back knee, and inhale into this lunge with the knee down, looking up to the sky, bending the elbows into the sides. Exhale, inhale, exhale, bending those elbows into the sides. Exhale, opening that heart, radiating it up into the universe, looking up, opening that chest, curling the toes under on that back foot, coming up into high lunge. And now we're going to do that twist, bringing the hands to prayer, extending the arms left and right as you gaze back over that right foot extended back. And we are in a lunge here with a twist. Dropping the hands up and then down, framing that front foot, and then scoot that left foot to the edge of your mat, coming into elevated lizard. Now if it's more comfortable to you to drop that back knee down, feel free to do that. Gaze is between the elbows, staying up on the toes on that right foot, coming back into three-legged dog, taking your time, finding that posture, crunching in, knee to the nose, extend three-legged dog, exhale in, three-legged dog, exhale in, hover, three-legged dog, placing that foot back down, and here we are now back in plank, coming down onto the belly as we come up into, all the way up into up dog, curling back over the toes, downward facing dog. And let's breathe here. Nice inhale. And exhale. Sigh it out. Check in how you're feeling. radiating that sit bone up towards the ceiling. Nice job. Slowly walking the toes up to meet the hands. Inhale halfway up, creating that figure 7. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees and coming all the way up into standing pose, mountain pose. Checking in once again, reminding us that we can do hard things. Pausing here. I'm just scooting Nalini off of the top of the mat because I was having a hard time with that last up dog with her right there. So inhale the hands up over the head and let's come down into a squat. Here we go. We're going to do a little bit more flowing. Hold that squat, that yogic squat. Inhale, exhale, touching the tips of the fingers down. Inhale, figure 7, exhale, forward fold, stepping back now with that right foot, putting the knee down onto the mat. Inhale up, coming into a lovely pyramid pose, dropping the head towards that knee on the left side, checking in with how you're feeling. Nice deep breathing here as we open the hamstring on that left leg. Now we're going to come into a standing stick, keeping those hands touching the earth as we raise that right leg. Now swing that right leg through, lifting that knee, kicking that knee forward, bending the knee and lifting, kicking it forward, and bending the knee and lifting towards the chest. Keeping the hands up over the head. We're going to now place our right leg into the left quadricep as we come into tree pose here. Inhaling those hands high up over the head and paying attention that the shoulders aren't too far raised, dropping them down away from the ears. Stepping back with that right foot now, coming into a high lunge. Placing the hands down, dropping back into a downward facing dog, coming down into a belly and then lifting into a upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Walking the hands forward, the feet forward to meet the hands, yogic squat. Nice deep breathing here and inhale, reaching your hands up towards the ceiling and bringing your hands into prayer. Dropping the hands, inhale up, yogic squat. We're going to do the other side now. So hang out here for a half a second. Now straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back with the left foot this time. Dropping that left knee down. Inhale up. So we're in this low lunge, knee, toes are curled, and lifting into a high lunge, coming into pyramid pose. Now it's not about how you look here, it's really about how you feel. You don't want to overextend that front knee. Be mindful here to take care of your alignment. We're not forcing anything here, we're opening the body in a loving way. Coming into a standing stick, keeping those fingertips down on the mat. Lifting and elevating that left leg up towards the ceiling. So we're only on the right leg as we swing that left leg through, bending the knee, coming into the standing posture as we straighten that left leg and pedal the foot around as if you're riding a bike, lifting and working that psoas muscle. And now we're going to bring that foot to the upper inner thigh of the right standing leg and coming into tree. And really connecting that sole of the foot into that standing leg creates stability. Inhaling those hands up over the head. Connect to that sole of the foot. Stepping back with your left foot now. Coming into high lunge. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhale here as we bring those hands down and sweep the back foot up into three-legged dog and pedal the feet out here into downward facing dog, flowing through your vinyasa, coming down and hover here, the belly up off of the ground, and upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a breath here and walking the feet forward, forward fold, coming into yogic squat, tucking that tailbone down, lifting the eyes up towards the ceiling if that feels good for you as we hover here in a squat, and inhale, coming into mountain pose once again. Checking in now with how you're feeling after that flow. Inhaling the hands up over the head. Let's step back with that left foot, bending that right knee, coming into warrior one. Beautiful. Just looking up across those fingers of that right hand as you come into your warrior one, and let's flow. Dropping into peaceful warrior, extending that right hand back. And side angle. You can either place the right forearm on that right quad, or you could stretch all the way down and keep those right fingertips down on the mat as we extend into side angle. Yogi's choice. Coming back into warrior two. Gaze over the front hand, dropping the back hand down, coming into peaceful warrior. Spreading those intercostal muscles on the right side and flowing into side angle. Having this really feel good, opening that whole side body. And let's flow now into triangle, straightening that front leg, touching down on that right fingertips as we spiral open into triangle. Gaze can go up towards the fingertips if that feels good. Triangle pose. Remember, your neck is an extension of the spine, so be mindful of what your neck is doing. And now we're coming into half moon. So your right hand is down and your toes next to your toes on that standing leg as you raise that left hand and spiral the eyes up towards the ceiling, flexing that back foot, placing it down onto the mat as you come back into triangle pose. And now we're going to do a bind. So you're going to reach that right shoulder forward, reach under that bent front leg as you bind and grasp into this binded lunge. And breathe here, spiraling the chest forward. And now we're coming into a straddle, facing forward, facing the side of your mat, bending into goddess, bending the arms into cactus arms, sinking down into goddess, firing up those quads. And now we're going to come into warrior two on the other side, facing the back of the room. Sinking down into warrior two, feeling into that left quadricep as we drop the right hand down, peaceful warrior. Flowing into side angle here now, inhale and exhale. Lifting that top hand up over the head and rotate your gaze forward. And warrior two, you're doing so well. This is a powerful flow. So we're really, really amping up the power here, our personal power, as we come into peaceful warrior. We do this coming into our own empowerment with peace and mindfulness as the center focus. Extending into side angle, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, moving with the breath, expanded side angle. Beautiful. Allowing this expansion to really cultivate awareness of how you're feeling in the body today. Dropping the fingertips down. Let's come into triangle pose. Checking your alignment, that your back foot is intersecting with the front of the front foot heel, as if you could draw a line from the front heel to the arch of the back foot, and then spiral that chest forward as we gaze up. Beautiful. Bending that front knee, we're going to come into that bind again on this side. So clasping behind your back as you stretch forward, 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 tucking that front shoulder under that leg. The elbow is under the leg as you clasp. Coming into this clasping lunge, opening that chest a little bit deeper. Coming back into triangle pose, we're going to set up for half moon. Coming into half moon now. Flexing that elevated back foot, opening to the side. So we have one foot down, the left foot is my standing foot. So I lift the right, flexing that right back foot, opening, and spiraling, reaching those fingers up towards the ceiling, dropping gently back into triangle for just a breath. Frame that front foot, downward facing dog, facing the back of the room, flowing through your vinyasa, coming up. Beautiful, tucking those toes under. Nice deep breathing here. Popping to the front of the mat, forward fold, inhale halfway up, and coming all the way up as we step back into goddess. So now we're facing the side of the room again. Inhale up, clasping now behind the back as we forward fold, dropping the crown of the head towards the mat and lifting those hands in a clasp up towards the ceiling. So here we'll really open the shoulders up some more. You want to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades as you straighten your elbows as much as you can and lift those fingertips in that clasp towards the ceiling. As you breathe and continue to drop. And now we're inhaling all the way up, lifting those chins, dropping those hands in that clasp behind you. Release the hands gently, lifting the hands up over the head, and heel toe those feet together, coming to the center of the mat. Mountain pose. So we're still facing the side of the room. And now we're turning, coming into tabletop and child's pose, coming into this beautiful resting posture facing the front of the room now. And dropping into this child's pose, you can either have your big toes together to touch, or you could bring your knees together and have a version of child's pose. Whatever feels good for you here. I trust you find your child's pose that is going to give you the most nutrients for you today. Coming forward, we're going to find crow. So squeezing the knees into the upper arm, coming up onto the toes. Squeezing in, we can do hard things and lifting those feet. Gazes between your hands or a little bit in front of your hands as we lift into crow here. Hover and hold. Stepping back. Oh, and here's Leo. Welcome, Leo. Now we're going to come into headstand. So here as we set up, you really want to draw the elbows in. The forearms are touching the ground. As you come into your headstand, taking your time here. Now, if this is not in your practice, you could pause the video here and find a wall and work on headstand here. You're nice and warm, so this is a really good time to practice headstand. I really enjoy doing headstand every day to flush the toxins out of my body. So this is my morning practice. I haven't eaten yet, so my intention is that I'm going to release any toxins as I'm in this headstand. Now, gently dropping the feet back down, and we're going to come into a forearm dolphin pose. Again, working on strengthening the shoulders, and now we're coming into forearm plank. Drawing the forearms together, drawing the navel towards the spine, and shooting those heels to the back of the room. Inhale here, we're building strength. We're getting stronger, we can do hard things. Dropping the knees down. I'm wiping sweat off of my face because it is warm. We're coming back into child's pose here, and go ahead and tent those fingertips up if that feels good in this child's pose. Really allow those shoulders to drop down, bringing those elbows down. Nice deep breathing here. We just worked really hard. I'm really proud of you. This is not an easy practice. So allow yourself to really feel into how you're feeling and be really proud of yourself for this incredible intermediate practice. Look how far your body has come. So here we're going to sit down onto our bottom and come into working on elevating our feet and hands into this beautiful posture. Gaze is up at the ceiling as we find our boat. Here we are in boat. Now I'm going to crunch down and up, dropping my shoulders down and lifting up. Exhale, down, inhale, exhale, down, inhale. Really strengthening that core. Bringing the feet down onto the mat as we roll one vertebra at a time, coming down onto our back with bent knees. And let's go ahead and extend those legs all the way out as we lift our hands up over our head. Full body stretch here as we lie down onto our mat. Hugging the knees in, lifting the forehead towards the knees as we rock back and forth a little bit, opening that low back. Placing the soles of the feet on the mat, let's elevate our pelvis as we come into bridge, clasping the hands, tucking those shoulders underneath the back, and lift and press into the soles of the feet as we breathe here. Nice deep breathing as we breathe into this bridge posture, keeping the shoulders away from the ears and the chin out of the chest, pressing the shoulders into the mat and the feet into the mat. Release the clasp, dropping down, straightening those legs all the way out as we come up into reverse plank. So flipping those fingers to face your feet, straightening the arms and lifting the pelvis now as you extend your legs straight, gazing back. You can drop the head all the way back if you like the way that feels, or you can look towards the ceiling, dropping the butt down now, moving the fleshy parts of the buttock away, elevating the hands above the head, and we're coming down into a seated forward fold here. Bending the knees as generously as you need to protect that low back, coming into a forward fold. Inhale and exhale. Opening that body, giving that body love. Really doesn't matter what this looks like. It's really about how it feels. How does it feel for you today? Yoga is not about really what it looks like, besides paying attention to your alignment. It's more about how does it feel? listening to your body, taking the time that it needs to open like a beautiful dahlia flower, opening one petal at a time. If you've ever watched a dahlia open, it really takes a few days to unravel, giving yourself all the time that it needs to open up. We're not in any sort of race here. Now we're going to lie back onto our mat with feet up the wall and bringing your right foot across your left quadricep. We're going to open that hip on that right leg, bending in, reaching through the legs, and we're going to just enjoy this nice reclined hip opener. Keep awareness in both your feet by flexing them. You can just lay your head back here and relax as we open the hips in this reclined pigeon. Releasing the feet, straightening the feet up towards the ceiling. Let's go to the other side. Reaching through the legs in that little hole, clasping behind that right leg, bending the right leg and the feet as we open that left hip now. We really worked hard, so save this moment for you. Save this beautiful opening for you. You deserve this time. You did so well. And go ahead and place those feet down on the mat. And we're going to open the knees as if you're turning the pages of a big, beautiful book. Dropping the knees all the way down on one side and then turning the pages of the book and flipping it to the other. I have my arms in cactus pose if that feels good to you. Inhale and exhale, taking your time here. And I'm hovering here, just staying on that one side of the book, taking your time. Really feeling into that right quad as it opens up. Now let's turn the pages of the book and just let it settle here. Opening that left quadricep muscle. Breathing deeply here. Inhale and exhale. All out. Lifting those knees towards the ceiling. And coming into baby cradle. I like to clasp my big toes with my fingers and I pretend I'm a little child here, a little baby playing with myself, reminding us that we all have a little tiny baby inside of us. He hasn't gone anywhere. She hasn't gone anywhere. She's still inside. Remembering the innocence within us. And let's go ahead and find our most beautiful pose of the day, Savasana. Flipping the palms up towards the ceiling. Dropping the shoulders, sinking down into the mat. We're just going to land into our Shavasana here. Closing the eyes. Allowing time to slow down. Again, breathing in fully with the nose. Scanning the body here, beginning with the crown of the head. Imagine a beautiful white light coming down through your face and the back of your head, spilling down across your shoulders, across your chest, down your forearms, out each finger, bringing healing light into your body. Transitioning down through the pelvis, down the quadricep, the hamstrings, across the knees, down the shins, the backs of the shins, across the tops of the feet, the calves, the ankles, down across to the soles of your feet, this connection that we have with Mama Gaia. And now begin to wake the body up, wiggling the toes, coming on to one side, thanking your body. And I thank you, my friend, for practicing with me today, pressing down into the mat, coming into an easy pose, taking your time here. If you needed longer into your Savasana, that is totally fine. Bowing into this beautiful moment that we've just shared. Congratulations, we can do hard things together. I'm so proud of you and I send you so much love. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a beautiful rest of your day, my friend. Thank you, thank you.